Hello.
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 Morning.
Hello.
Rashwan.
الو مستر، هو ممكن نعرف بس احنا عملنا ايه في الكويز بتاعنا؟
في ايه؟
ممكن نعرف احنا عملنا ايه في الكويز بتاع امبارح؟
Writing.
اه
I told your friends that I just collected your answers in one folder and
انا
had
عارف.
some of them. I found out that some of them are copied.
طب
أو
ممكن اعرف لو انا بتاعي كوبيد ولا مش كوبيد ولا انا جبت كام ولا ايه؟
لا ما شفتش عبد الرحمن لسه. انا بقول لك انا بصيت على بعض الناس ما صححتش لسه. انا بس كنت بجمعهم لان انتوا بعتوا لي بعض الناس بعتوا بالايميل و some of you sent via messenger. I collected all the essays in one folder and had a look at some of them and found out that they are copied or copied with some a little bit editing. Okay. I haven't seen it yet. Okay, guys, we are 12 in the room now. Basant, let's welcome Basant. I have Dahrug, Magid, Daniel, sorry, Jana, Luji, Maya, Mirna, Basant, Samar, Yauta, Hania, Omar, Rashwan, and Yusuf Mashali. Thank you all for joining. Okay, Abdurrahman was asking me about the essay you wrote yesterday. As I told you in the first session, I haven't checked it yet, but as long as, don't worry, as long as I think that you wrote it, or I see that you wrote it, it's your own work, no problem. I think you'll get the mark. But if it's not your own work, if it's not your own production, then you'll get nothing, I think. Okay. Welcome. Let's welcome Muhammad Abu Farh. طيب. Let's. I want just to share the screen. Yes, here. So in the first session, we did up to the end of exercise, let's say 15.4. We'll do the part after it. And in this part, guys, the WH.
Mister, I have a question.
Yes, sure.
So this is the end of the grammar book, right? So
Yes.
you take another one or
in the second term, we'll see. You haven't taken any novels. I'll discuss it with Miss Lynn. I think you'll have the novel. We'll focus on the novel maybe, and some grammar topics.
So we won't take any more grammar?
I'm not sure yet. Okay, I'll tell you soon.
Okay.
WH clauses. I want to talk first about the vocabulary quiz. You know, in Beowulf, I just want to share this with you. Can you see this small list? Can you see this small list, guys? Hello? Guys, can you see this small list? Hania, can you hear me? Hania?
Mister, حضرتك صوتك بيقطع.
Okay. Can you hear me now? طيب. The internet comes
هو أدرات.
No problem. Can you hear me well now? ماشي. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So the list in front of you are the 10 vocab items we studied in Beowulf and the part we did about England and the land of England, if you remember. Reparation, solace, purge, writhing, massive, loathsome, promontories. You remember this word very well. Promontories, cultivated, innumerable, and migrated. Okay, these are 10 items. You're going to be asked about this either orally. I'll choose a person and ask him about the meanings. And people will be very happy with this because they will have the words and the definitions in front of them. And some other words from Beowulf, like Claire, famous words from Beowulf, which you should know, then, and some similar words. Claire, then, and some similar words, but mainly focus on these 10 items. if you don't have them, they are written in
synonym or full
yeah,
meaning?
yes, and the definitions. The definitions, they are in the book, written in blue, and you have the definitions. The first 6 ones are from Beowulf. At the beginning of Beowulf, you'll find these 6 and their definitions. And in the part about England, you'll find these 4. Okay, in addition to some other words from Beowulf, words which were repeated again and again, and you should know. Okay, don't worry. They are very.
Mister, so we're going to be only asked for the definition?
Yes. Okay.
Our cameras are gonna be opened or closed?
Excuse me?
The cameras, are we gonna open the cameras or not?
Don't worry, they are closed all the time. I want them closed, but some people resort to cheating. I don't like this, but I don't want you to be on camera. I know this is makes you uncomfortable, but I ask you to be honest and tell you that God is watching you. That's it. It's out of my hand. I'm a human being. I can't watch you all. Just study these 10 words and their definitions. It's a piece of cake, I think. I don't think you need to cheat, guys. Okay?
So what is the quiz like?
ما هو I'll ask you orally. And give you the mark. Okay, Omar? Who asked the question, guys?
مش فاهم بس هعمل ايه.
Who doesn't understand?
Me,
Omar, okay. I'll ask you, as we are talking to one another now, what the meaning of or define solace. You'll tell me the meaning. I'll give you the mark. That's it. Okay?
Mister, هيبقى امتى؟
يعني ممكن نعمل الحد هنعمل البرزنتيشنز. Be ready for the project presentations. احنا متفقين على الحد. تمام؟ ولو في وقت الحد او الاثنين ولا في مشكلة؟
لا عادي.
طب هم يا شباب
الديدلاين امتى اصلا؟
حد مين اللي بيتكلم معايا؟
الديدلاين امتى يا مستر؟
احمد عايز احمد again احمد please. Ahmed. Dahru, can you hear me? That if I understood your question, Ahmed, you ask about
مستر بيقول الديدلاين امتى؟
لإيه؟ For what? طب if you can hear me.
اللي هو بتاع الافلام يا مستر اللي هو انجلش بروجكت.
مين الهوست؟
المستر
ايوه. هو مستر مش سامعنا.
الو.
I can't hear you guys. I can't hear you.
سمعنا يا مستر كده سمعنا.
الو. ديدلاين البروجكت امتى؟
The due date for the project is Sunday. مفيش deadline حبيبي. انت هتعرض يوم الحد. احنا قلنا due date وكاتب لك كده من اول امبارح. The due date is Sunday. You're present on Sunday. خلاص؟ واضحة؟
يعني الديدلاين يوم الأحد.
يا أحمد مفيش ديدلاين اسمه due date هنا. أنا مش هعطيك آخر ميعاد. أنا بقول لك هنعرض يوم الأحد.
due date
يبقى due date. اوكي؟ تحت أمرك حبيبي. خلاص؟
بس احنا لسه مش شايفين السكرين.
مش شايف السكرين. أحاول أشيرها تاني. No problem. Okay. Can you see the list now? Take a copy of the list. I'll put it on SMS برضه بس هم ال10 كلمات دول. يعني هتسأل.
لسه يا مستر مش شايف حاجة.
لا باينة اهي يا حبيبي. لا راجع نفسك كده.
مش حاجة باينة.
هانيا سامعني؟ هانيا؟ أنت بس اللي مش شايف عمر ولا غيرك مش شايف؟ يا هانيا.
مستر أنا لسه ظاهرة دلوقتي.
يا مستر أنا شايفة هو عادي.
طيب الشباب بس بتدلعوا شوية معلش. شايفينها كده يا شباب؟
تمام يا مستر
أنا بس كنت بقول لك لسه ظاهرين من شوية.
طيب تمام شكرا يا دانيال. شكرا يا عمر. طيب خلاص كنت بياخدها بصورة كده يا شباب ومعاكم في الكتاب وهحاول احطها لكم على الاس ام اس. يبقى mainly focus on the definition of these 10 words and you can be asked about one or two other items. Okay? ماشي؟ This will be Sunday or Monday or we can take a group of people every day يعني 2 or 3 people. Feel free. لو انت مش جاهز يوم الاثنين ولا انا مش جاهز دلوقتي. الموضوع ما هوش مستاهل خالص يعني. أنا معاكم easy خالص والله. طيب. Let's go back to grammar. Any other question about this? Hello?
معاك يا مستر معاك.
طيب. Let's talk about the WH clauses. We talked about the that clauses and how they are shifted sometimes and how the word that is deleted sometimes. The WH clauses, we agree that the WH clauses are noun clauses that begin with who, where, when, how often, how many, how, why, and all these words. And the ever words, whoever, whomever, whosever, whichever, whatever, and so on. So WH clauses are noun clauses that begin with WH words. The list I've just mentioned, there are two types of WH words, pronouns like what, and adverbs like where and when, right? Most of WH words also have a compound form ending in ever. Most of them, we said whatever, whichever, whosever, however, whenever, wherever, and so on. Here is a complete list of the WH words. We have who and whoever, whom and whoever, whose. We also have whosever, but we rarely see it. But in English, there is the word whosever. What, whatever, which, whichever. Here, these 5 words and their 4 words, these 9 words are pronouns. And as adverbs, we have where and the compound form of it, wherever, when, whenever, how, however, and the more you how, the more you get, how often, how big, how old, how far, how and so on. And the adverb why. Okay? So this is the list of the WH words that can begin a noun clause. There is much theory here, guys. Be patient, please. I have to read it. The internal structure of WH clause or clauses is complex. It's more complex than the that clause. This complexity leads to mistakes because the more complex, the more complicated, the more difficult. We know this. All noun clauses are difficult because they are abstract sentences embedded as nouns inside another sentence. A noun clause can be replaced by an abstract noun, as we said yesterday or the day before. This is what makes it difficult to find. WH clauses are especially difficult because WH clauses are formed by a movement rule that shifts the WH word from its normal position to the beginning of the WH clause. Yani you don't need to know all this stuff. This rule is doubly complicated because the movement rule is conditional. It depends on some conditions. Let's skip this part. In this discussion, we will initially focus on 2 areas where WH word movement is likely to cause problems for non-native speakers and some native speakers as well. Who or whom, and using question word order in WH noun clauses. Finally, we will look at an odd kind of reduced WH noun clauses, WH infinitive phrases. Type. Gamal is here at last. Okay, who or whom? Who and whom are unique among the WH words in that. You know that we use who all the time for subjects and whom for objects. The objects of verbs or the objects of prepositions, right? So who and whom are unique among the WH words in that they have different forms depending on their grammatical role. Who is used for subjects and whom is used for objects of verbs and objects of prepositions. In discussion or in discussing who and whom, we must be careful to distinguish between the role of who and whom inside the WH clause and the role of the entire WH clause plays in the main sentence. This will be clear if you look at these 2 examples. Look carefully, study these 2 sentences. To see the problem, ask yourself which of the following sentences is correct. Which is the correct sentence? Can anybody tell me? Number 1 or number 2? Should it be whoever or whomever? Who can answer this question? Read the 2 sentences in front of you and tell me which one is correct. One is correct and one is not. Maya raised her hand.
Number 1 is correct.
Maya? Maya? Yes, which one is correct, Maya?
Whoever.
However, the first one. Why?
Yes.
Why? Your answer is
Because
correct.
however, whoever is a subject.
The subject of the verb shows. Thank you very much. But before whoever, we
Yes.
have the preposition to. Some people may choose whomever because to is a preposition, and this is the object of the preposition. No, guys. The object of the preposition is the whole clause. Thank you, Maya. Your answer is correct. So the answer should be whoever. Why? Forget about the sentence. Look at the clause here. Whoever is the subject of the verb shows. We look at the job or the function of the word, WH word, and the clause itself. Here we choose whoever. Again, why? Because it's the subject of shows. Some people might say, but we have two. Yes. Where is the object of two? The object of two is the whole clause. Okay? This is why number 2 is incorrect. Number 1 is correct. Thank you, Maya. The answer is whoever. To understand why, I think I explained it. I'll skip this part. I'll skip this part here. A good way to decide between who and whom is to put parentheses around the WH clause to remind ourselves that it is an island. And within this island, the WH word plays the role of the subject or the object. Check. Looking only inside the island, ask yourself whether the WH word is or is not the subject of the verb inside the island. Like this, the sentence Maya has just answered. If it is the subject, so we choose who or whoever. If it is not the subject, so go for who or whom, sorry, or whomever. Here is an example of this technique. Look at the sentence. Did you find out who or whom they wanted to talk to? So we put parentheses around this part. Okay. Type. Is it who or whom they wanted to talk to? The first step is to put parentheses around the WH noun clause. Type. We highlighted it. Did you find out who or whom they wanted to talk to? Here we have two within this clause. Type. Then find out whether or not the WH word is the subject of the verb inside the parentheses. In our example, clearly the WH word is not the subject. It's not the subject. The subject is they, right? Who or whom is not the subject here. The subject is they. So we'll choose whom. Okay? I want to make sure you understand, guys. Do you all understand this part? Right. All we are interested in is the simple question of whether or not the WH word is the subject. The answer to that question tells us all we need to know to decide between who or whom. So let's go to exercise 15.5. Somebody is selling tomatoes and potatoes outside. Exercise 15. Let's read the question. Abdurrahman, can you hear me? Abdu? Okay. Put parentheses. Wait, Yauta. Thank you for raising your hand, but wait. Put parentheses around the entire WH clause. Underline the subject of the verb. This is task 2. Task 1, put parentheses around the WH clause. Then underline the subject of the verb in parentheses. Then task 3, cross out the incorrect WH word. The first question is done as an example. So we have 3 tasks to do here. Look at the example. Take some time to give me some rest. I asked. We put the parentheses here, task 1. Underline the subject of the verb. So who or whom is not the subject, so we go for whom, we cross who, because we have another subject. You have sentences from 1 to 6, take some time.
Mister,
Yes? Waiting? Hmm? So who wants to do number 1? Put your hands up, please, if you want to do number 1. Guys, nobody wants to answer? Oh, Yaota again. Thank you, Yaota. Okay, do number 1,
Mister,
Yaota.
I'm not sure.
No problem, no problem, no problem, dear. Just try. Circle the first.
I think it's who.
Ah,
Okay, so it's who or whom the police arrested.
yes.
And
where
I
is the
think the answer
subject?
is who.
Where is the subject of the verb between
There is
parentheses?
no subject. I think there is no subject, and that's
No,
why
where
we're
is
choosing
la,
who.
wait. Just give me a second to highlight this part. You said we'll put this part between parentheses, right?
Yes.
Where is the verb of this part?
Arrested.
Who is the subject, or what is the subject of arrested? Who arrested or what
The
arrested?
police.
So who or whom is not the subject. So,
It's gonna be whom?
perfect, because it's not the subject. If it's were the subject, it would be who. If it were in the subject, we would choose whom. Thank you, Yaoud. So
Whom.
the sentence, guys, will be, did the reporters ever find out whom the police arrested? Because the police arrested him or them or her. Okay, thank you, Yaoud. Number 2, guys, I have 3 hands. Omar, then Hania, then Danielle. Omar 2, Hania 3, Danielle 4. Okay, Omar, Hania, Danielle. So it's Omar's turn. Omar, go ahead.
we will help whomever asks for help.
We will help whomever.
Whoever asks for help.
Who or whom, Omar?
Whoever asks for help.
Good, because
whoever.
yes. Let's do it again, step by step. First, we put the WH phrase or clause, sorry, between parentheses. Find the verb asks. Okay, so we need the subject. The subject is who, because it's the subject of the verb here. But we will help whoever. But Omar, we have help. Help is a verb, and it's needed an object. Yes, the object of the verb is the whole clause, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Omar. Then whose turn is it? I forgot. Whose
Me.
turn?
Me, Hanya.
Hania's. Okay, Hania's turn. Go ahead.
She asked him whom he had seen at the reception.
Whom he had seen. Thank you, because the subject of the verb had seen is he, not one of these words. So it's whom. Thank you, Hania. It's whom. Number 4. Lugis, I think, or who was it, guys?
Anna. Daniel.
Danielle, sorry. Okay.
Okay, I will play whoever wins the game this afternoon.
Thank you, because we need the subject of the verb wins. The subject, so we choose whoever. Thank you, Danielle. Some other guys? Put your hands down. Omar, Hania, Danielle, thank you. Yaota, put your hand down. You answered. I need new faces. Down, Omar, down. Thank you. Guys? We have 14 students. 4 answered. Where are the other 10? Where are the other 10?
Mister, can I answer?
Jana, sure. Number 5, Jana.
If I were you, I wouldn't care much about whom she dated in high school.
Thank you. Because the subject of the verb is she. So we choose whom. Ahmed Matar, do 6, please. Ahmed Matar, where are you, Ahmed?
Oh, I'm here, Mister.
Okay, why don't you raise your hand, honey?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No problem. Number 6.
Whoever the bride picks will cater the wedding reception. Whomever.
Thank you. Because the verb is picks. The subject of the verb is the bride. So it's not who. So we choose whom. Thank you, Ahmed. Number 7, Dahrug, can you do 7? Dahrug, Maya?
Yes,
Can you do
Mister.
7? Take your time.
Whoever.
Okay. You said who or whom, Ahmed?
Who?
طب تعالى كده نمشي خطوة خطوة. Let's put this part between parentheses, okay? Where is the verb casts?
Okay.
The subject of the verb, who casts? The director. طالما ما هيش دي يبقى بنختار whom يا أحمد.
Okay.
طالما who or whom is not the subject of the verb, we choose whom, not who. Okay? لو كانت whoever casts، لو كانت cast جاء بعد الكلمتين دول على طول كنا هنختار whoever because it's not the subject here. So we choose whomever, okay? You will have to be whomever the director casts you as. Okay? Number 8, thank you, Ahmed. Number 8. Put your hands up, guys. Peter, is Peter here? We have Myrna. Where are you, Myrna?
With you, Mister.
Okay. Number 8.
Okay. I just realized whom that man was talking about.
Good, thank you. Because the subject is that man. Thank you very much. Number 9. Abu Farh, can you do 9, Muhammad? Muhammad, can you hear me?
Yes, Mister.
Okay, can you do 9?
1 minute.
Take your time.
Whomever they picked for
Yes,
the job.
Good. Whomever, because the subject of the verb pick is they. So we choose whomever. Thank you, Muhammad. Number 10, the last thing we're going to do today. Who wants to answer the last question? Basant, are you there? Hello? طيب. Yusuf Mashali, can you do it?
مستر بسنت المايك عندها
Yes,
بايظ.
Mister.
No problem. طيب, Yusuf will do it. Can you do number 10, Yusuf? I'll highlight the WH clause for you. معاك كده يوسف. Where is the verb in the highlighted part?
Whoever.
The verb. Yes, you say the answer directly. ماشي. You say the answer. Good. Thank you, Yusuf. So comes in the verb and the subject of the verb here, whoever, because whoever is the subject of the verb comes. Thank you, guys. I'll end the session here. Be ready for the presentations on Sunday. Again, handle it the way you like. Talk about the superpower or super powerful hero. And if you want to talk about the movie and its production, as you like. Okay? And as for the vocabulary quiz, if we have time on Sunday, we'll do it. If we don't, we can do it Monday, Tuesday. We can pick some guys every day. It's no big deal. Thank you very much. Any question before I end? Guys, any question before I end the session?
Thank you.
Welcome. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Mister.